concerning opponent's field position. How do you account for that being the best since 2013?
Yeah, we have a good room of guys that really do care about special teams, and they work their tails off. Kaimi and Brian, hit really good balls this weekend, put our coverage teams in great situations, and our cover teams took advantage of it. Obviously, the win plays a little bit of factor in what we were able to do and to accomplish. And, I'm proud of my guys. I'm proud of how they covered and how they played this weekend.
Berman?
Since John didn't want to ask you, I'll ask you. John, what does it mean? What does it mean to you to set the franchise record for games played, breaking Andre's record at 170 on Sunday?
Yeah, it's a tremendous feeling. Anytime you can do anything in this organization that surpasses, Andre is surreal. Andre is going to be considered the greatest Texan to ever put on the uniform. And I'm just very fortunate to still be out there doing what I love to do and playing with these guys and enjoying every Sunday and not taking a moment for granted. Obviously we all wish the situation was different. Unfortunately the record isn't where we want it to be, but I have a great group of guys that we're working and we're trying to get ready for Sunday. If
you look back on how long it's taken to get here and what you've had to do to get this far, is it kind of crazy to think where you were when this first started coming out of Baylor and what you did before you got into pro football? Here you are setting franchise records.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a time, in my life and in my journey that if someone would have told me that I'd be sitting down with you guys today discussing this, I might have laughed at them and just kind of smiled and, said, what if? Hopefully it happens. But, I've been on a fun, tremendous journey. I've had my ups and downs. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm very grateful to be a part of this organization and to share the locker room with a great group of guys that I've gotten to share the locker room over my career. And I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Aaron?
Hey, John. What do you attribute your longevity to and being able to have this long and successful a career? What would you say it comes back to?
It started early. It started with basically just picking the brain of every veteran that I could pick the brain of, finding out, not only how they handled themselves on and off the field, how they took care of their bodies, specific things that they did that made them feel good for Sundays and that kind of stuff. So I really tried to take advantage of that when I was younger. As I've gotten older, I've tried to find the things that I particularly think work for me, and I've tried to stay on top of those specific things. So it really just came down to just kind of learning when I was in the position to learn, and then just finding what works for me and continuing to stay on top of it.
John, you've been a part of a lot of winning teams, and you've also, when you faced the Patriots, they were in that situation too. Is it strange to you for both these teams to have losing records, these franchises this year, kind of the way it's gone? And what do you see just for you guys in terms of your, ability to try to climb out of this and have better, success in the future? Thank you.
Yeah. It's tough. I think if anyone, no one wants to be in the position we're in right now. Unfortunately, that's where we are. We haven't been able to close out the games and it's unfortunate that we're sitting at the record that we are, but the best thing that we can do is continue just to grind as a team and fight as a team and go in every Sunday and play our best and let the chips fall where they may. I'm very fortunate though. I'm surrounded by a great group of guys that aren't giving up, guys that are trying to stay as positive as possible. They're working their tails off and we're trying to make sure that we get that win on Sunday.
John?
Yep. Yes.
John, what goes into never having a bad snap in going on 11 years?
Come on, John. You can't say that kind of stuff around me, man. I'm superstitious.
You told me that a couple times. Didn't hurt you a bit.
You know what, John? Something I pride myself on, and just like every other guy at their positions, I like to be incredibly detailed, and I like to make sure I'm prepared. So my preparation for the week is very, maybe people don't think the long snapper prepares that much during the week, but I like to prepare as much as possible. So when I get into the games on Sunday, I've kind of given myself everything that I could possibly be ready for. And I think Tracy Brad and the coaches that I've played under have done a great job of making practice very difficult to where Sundays seem just a little bit easier. Not easier. Easier is probably the wrong word, but we're more prepared on Sunday because we've seen all the good looks. Our rush teams, our scout team guys give great effort on special teams. So my preparation and then the work that my guys give me on my punt rushes and the looks and that kind of stuff make me comfortable on Sunday to where I just have to go out and do my job.
What about the concentration it takes to have as many snaps as you've had and not have a bad one?
God, John, really, man, I feel like you're setting me up for failure right now. You know what? That's just, I think to me, that's just, how do I want to put it? I guess dedication to detail. Just making sure that I'm as detailed and prepared as possible. I probably take a lot of snaps on Sunday. I probably take a lot more snaps on the side than I do than other snappers probably. And that's just because I like to make sure that I'm comfortable, everything's feeling good, and that I'm paying attention to detail with my grip, my hand placement, my stance, and all that kind of stuff. So attention to detail probably has been a big part of why I've been able to stay so successful.
Brandon?
Hey, John, what's the challenge of your job and sort of all of you specialists in weather conditions like what you guys had in Cleveland?
Yeah, when we face a game as a specialist, with the conditions that we had in Cleveland, it's definitely a challenge. Speaking for me personally, I have to see how my ball plays with the wind when I'm snapping against it. For instance, going into our locker room, I couldn't tell you the side of the field, but there was a good wind that was blowing a little right to left that was going to move my ball just a little bit. So when I'm snapping the ball to Brian, I got to make sure I aim a little more on the right side to give him a good catchable ball. It's just little things like that. It's trusting, what you're feeling and what you're seeing. Sometimes the flags can lie to you. So just trusting your mechanics. And not trying to do too much. Sometimes I think the problem that we get as a specialist, especially as a long snapper, you think bad conditions, maybe you want to throw it a little bit harder, you maybe want to hold on to the ball a little bit harder. It's just kind of all about staying relaxed, trusting your mechanics and letting it go. And yeah.
Last one for Wex.
Hey, John.
Hey, Wex.
COVID-19 and everything that's going on this year, and you've got young kids at home, but you also would do it if you're not there, but you're working with that small group each week. How have you attacked this season and tried to do all the things necessary to be there for the team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm doing basically, everything that our organization is asking us to do. I'm very consistent with my mask. I'm always wearing my masks. Unfortunately for me, I'm going home to an empty house right now. We decided it would be best that my wife and my kids stayed back in Arizona. So my girls are back home. I miss them a ton. If they're watching, love you girls. But I'm trying to do what the team's asking me to do. I'm trying to be smart in the situations. Talking to friends and family, if it is about maybe getting together or seeing friends or family, it's, I need to make sure, have they COVID tested? We're going to wear our masks. Knowing that right now I am the only long snapper on the team, I'm trying to take all my precautions and be as safe as possible. So that's all I'm doing, and that's all I think you can ask anybody to do, is just be respectful of everybody else and take the precautions. And it's a crazy time right now that we're dealing with, and just trying to get through it like everybody else.
Thanks, John.